Adam Drummond, and as mentioned, I'm back with Phil Bamford from Online WHS. We've had a look at the overview, we've had a look at how it's mobile friendly and also the QR codes, but now we're going to look at some of the key features of this new look and improved system. What are we looking at the moment on screen, Phil?
Well, this is the qualification and training needs analysis section inside the system. So obviously employees have got certain qualifications to undertake a certain role. So inside the system, you can not only enter qualifications against that employee with an alert date and expiry date, but you can actually say a certain position needs to have certain qualifications to undertake that role. And the system automatically creates a training needs analysis. You can export that training needs analysis, and it's a great exposure of having an employee on a machine or doing something with the wrong qualifications or no qualifications is a big exposure for business. So that really helps manage all those kind of processes.
And a human resources dream come true, really.
Absolutely. It's a HR kind of process there. So as you can see, it's more than just a safety system.
Take us through this one, the checklist builder. What are we looking at here?
One of the most popular features inside the system, because you're using checklists every single day, whether it might be a pre-start checklist, it might be an audit checklist, or whatever it may be that you're doing. So you can actually build your own checklist inside the system. You can relate it to all different items, as mentioned before in the other videos. You can relate it to a policy, you can relate it to a machine, you can relate it to a compliance. It creates a QR code. You can print out that QR code, stick it on the machine, or you can just log in and do that checklist. The beauty about that checklist builder, you can go through yes, yes, but if you select no, it brings up a pop-up box where you can actually enter an action, a hazard, or maintenance, and that will automatically email alert the person it needs to be done, and the person can complete the checklist and makes people accountable. All this is actually stored in the system's log.
So intuitive. We've got the plant and equipment register that we're looking at the moment. What's new about this?
Well, the very powerful QR code, this one here. You can enter your plant and equipment items in the system. Your duty of care is make sure that your plant and equipment is in a safe working order, and your maintenance records and so forth. So the system, you can enter maintenance dates for that, scheduled maintenance dates inside the system.
Yeah.
So it can send email alerts to notify you that maintenance is needed. But one thing, it also creates a unique QR code for that machine item.
Okay.
You can stick that, for an example, on a forklift. The person can scan that QR code, but this QR code is a little bit different. From this one QR code, not only can you actually see all the maintenance relating to that plant and equipment item, you can even see who's qualified in your company to use that forklift. But you can also do any checklist that you've related to the forklift. You can actually log an incident, log a hazard, you can log maintenance, all from one QR code.
QR code, and that one there is on the plant and equipment register. Now, the incident register also comes with reports now. Take us through what is this one about?
Yep, so obviously incidents are a big part of the workplace,
yeah.
So you need to record them. So the system here, you can log into the system and log an incident. You can either do that, or you can even scan a QR code. Scan a QR code so you can place that around your facility. So and you're looking at scan the QR code, it'll bring the form up on your phone. Don't even have to enter a username or password, or again, you can log in as you saw before. Once you actually fill in that form, it's a comprehensive form, but very easy to use. You can even select the helper, and it will show you how to actually complete that form.
Wow.
And you can go through that, complete the form. You've got all different incident types. You can even add your own incident types in there. When it's done, it'll automatically put it into the register as read. The person then can go through an investigation process step by step. The helper can take them through that as well. And once that's done, it'll go into the system as orange. They can then develop the corrective measure to reduce the likelihood of that incident occurring. And then it will actually, at the bottom of that, you need to set actions to implement those corrective measures. So now that'll email alert that person, put it in their to-do list, put it in the action register. You can set emails to alert you that they haven't entered those actions or implemented those actions. So it's making people accountable, and the end result, it builds these graph reports so you can see the statistics and exactly where your incidents are coming from. So you can actually then build procedures to reduce the likelihood of an incident recurring.
Wow. Is there anything you hadn't thought of? My goodness. Hazards management. How is hazards management different to the incident reporting management tool?
Well, the hazard's very similar to the incident. It goes, again, you can log into the system and, log a hazard, or it creates a QR code. You can scan that QR code. It opens up a very simple hazard form. goes into the system as read, email alerts people. You can then do the assessment. Again, the helper shows you actually how to do assessment and develop a control measure. Even if you've never logged a hazard or done a risk assessment in your life, you now can actually do it. The system will take you through that.
Yep.
And you're looking at, it develops graph reports and you can enter actions to implement those control measures and make people accountable.
Now, one of the big things that companies of all sizes find difficult is doing self-audits. Now, inside this system, you've got the audit builder. What exactly does that do?
Well, actually, I got the inspiration from a client.
Right.
They've been using the system for quite some time, and I went over and actually, was going to do a training session. This is years ago, and they had all their documents all over their desk, and I said, what are you doing? And she mentioned that she had a auditor coming in that Friday, so they can get ISO accredited.
Yeah.
And I just went, that doesn't make sense. Documents already in the system. Why don't we create a feature? So the team and I created a feature inside the system that you can now relate all these documents to your element items that you actually build inside the system. So it's a great way for you to actually get that ISO accreditation or do a gap analysis.
Yes.
And it's simple and easy.
That's great. And then, of course, we've got the online e-learning module. So this, I take it, has got some instructional videos, resources, things for people to get up to speed with how to operate the system.
You actually create your own online e-learning modules inside the system.
Okay, so this is your own training videos and resources for your own employees.
Exactly, and I'll tell you, this is the easiest feature to use. The new investment group, that's one thing they allowed me to do. They wanted the best of the best inside the system.
Sure.
So previously we did have an induction builder inside the system.
Yes.
But we have upgraded it dramatically. So now what you can actually do is literally get a graphic, slide it into the e-learning module.
Yep.
And it automatically, you can just keep on slide and build questions and answers to that online e-learning module. As simple as just sliding the graphic in there.
That's fantastic.
And another way, as a couple of clients are doing, as I mentioned to them, videotape yourself.
Yep.
Upload it to YouTube channel.
Yep.
Copy that URL. You can just copy and paste into this field, and it automatically creates, as per the screen, you've got that induction as a video.
Embedded into the system.
Embedded into the system.
It's just amazing.
And not only that creates a QR code as well. So you can actually stick a QR code on a machine, not only induct someone, but you can also do a quick safety video. They can scan the QR code. It actually brings up the safe operating. Make sure you check this, you check this. That's what a lot of clients are doing. But now with this new feature to make it's even easier to use, I'm actually very excited about that one.
Wow, that's amazing. Now, the next one is the maintenance manager. What exactly does the maintenance manager do?
Maintenance manager is, as we said in one of the other videos, you can actually create your own maintenance request form inside the system. So yes, the plant and equipment was for scheduled maintenance. This is reactive maintenance.
Right.
So the light's broken, the tile's broken, whatever it may be. So you can actually create your own form. It creates a QR code. You can make it public. You don't have to make it public. All these things public, you don't have to, but you would. It just makes it easier. You can print out, put that QR code on that machine or on that elevator or whatever it may be. They scan it, brings up a very simple form. They select the maintenance request items that you built, and you actually can relate it to the things that you've actually related in there, and automatically email alerts people. And it's an incredible feature.
It sounds like something that would be great in large properties or even strata complexes where a lot of maintenance issues are occurring, and you've got one strata manager managing the whole thing. Is that something that you've got clients around?
Yep, that's where we first got the idea from.
Wow.
So it, a team got together and it was a building management company. They wanted something to manage all their maintenance.
Oh.
So we got together with the team and we've created that.
Makes sense. Now it segues into the next one, doesn't it? Which is contractor management. And of course, depending on the types of maintenance, you've got different contractors organised, different quotes that have to come through. I'm assuming the contract manager is basically organising the contractors that you've got for certain incidents or whatever may have happened in the company.
Well, even more. So what this does is that many people are using contractors, and they really, when I say to people, "Oh, you're using contractors," they go, "No, we don't use contractors." But but you are.
Yeah.
So you've got contractors that come in and actually fix or test and tag your fire extinguishers.
Sure.
You've got contractors that might come in and do maintenance on your equipment. But there's other companies that hire contractors to undertake work for them. So you've got two types of contractors. Contractors coming onto your site to do something for you,
Yep.
and contractors that you've actually hired to undertake a role for you.
Sure.
Your duty of care is to make sure that contractor is, one, has the proper qualifications to undertake that role.
Yep.
Two, is that they've got safe work processes. Most importantly, they've got all the insurances, public liability, workers' compensation, working with children if it happens to be, like for an example, if they're face painting at a race club or whatever it may be, or things like that, police checks and so forth. You can actually do all that in that section.
Wow.
You can enter the contracting company in the system, and an email alerts the contractor. They click a link and it opens up a 4-step compliance form where they complete a form on that. It even creates an ID card for that contractor.
This is amazing. And then it verifies the contractor from the register.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
You go in there, you verify the contractor, and again, it creates a QR code for that contractor.
Now, obviously, all organisations need to have meetings. Take us through the meeting builder.
Yeah, well, consultation is the big part of safety legislation. So this one here, you can not only just use it for obviously safety kind of orientated, but you can use it for all your gender meetings.
Okay.
So very good feature. You can create your own meeting inside there with agenda items. The system automatically creates a PDF form,
Yep.
but you would actually select edit, and it opens up the meeting that you've actually created. You can enter your minutes straight in there, and out of every meeting or agenda item, you've got action items.
Wow.
So you can enter action items in that meeting immediately, email alert the person, put it in their to-do list, put it in the action register. You can set email alerts to you that action hasn't been done. So, and it's all recorded inside the system.
So again, productivity and accountability, and certainly getting the most out of your meetings as well, because we all know what it's like when you don't have commitments to the actions that have got to be done. Now, speaking of which, the action register is currently on screen at the moment. Take us through this.
Well, the actions, and this is where a lot of people, they try to do the right thing, and what actually happens is they might log an incident, do the corrective measure, and so forth, but there's no actions to actually implement it and make people accountable. So the action register is linked to the hazard register, as we saw. It's linked to the incident register, as we saw. It's linked to the checklist builder, as we saw when they select no, and it's linked to the meeting builder. But you can also set actions for people to do at any period of time. So it's you can print out reports in the action to see if any actions are outstanding. So when you're actually going to the meeting builder, we actually show people how to do this inside the system. You can actually go to the meeting builder, and one of the first agenda items would be outstanding actions, but
Sure.
You've printed out a report to see what they are.
And then, of course, you've got the alert register as well. This is alerting people into immediate action if required.
Every single process inside the system has an alert feature. So you're looking at, if it's an incident, it'll alert you immediately. Hazard will alert you immediately. But you've got alerts in there for every single process within the system, so you know what you're doing.
Obviously, the chemical register, self-explanatory there.
Yeah, it's a fantastic feature. And one of our clients gave us another great idea. They had, you're looking at, yes, you can enter chemicals inside the system. It creates a unique QR code for that chemical.
Oh, each chemical.
For each chemical. So you can scan that QR code, and you can actually then have access to the safety data sheet that you've uploaded. But this client said, well, I've got 230 chemicals. I don't want to print out 230 QR codes. How am I going to do that? So we've sat down with the team, and we've gone, you know what? We're going to create a QR code for the register.
Oh, right.
So now you can actually print out a QR code for the register of that site, and you can stick it on as just for an example, that cabinet there, scan that QR code. It's going to highlight every single chemical which is in that shed or whatever it may be, and you can get access to the safety data sheet. But the most important thing, you'll know what chemicals are in there and if they're toxic or not.
Absolutely. And then finally, we've got the activity SWMS register. What are we looking at here?
So you're looking at, obviously you need safe work method statements to undertake certain roles, depending on your business, depending on your type of industry and so forth. So you can enter activities inside the system. It does create a QR code, as you can see, but you can upload your safety data sheet, safe work method statement inside the system. But You can again print out the QR code for the individual item, but also for the register. But we've got something very exciting coming there. So with the induction builder, we've just updated the induction builder. This feature here, we've got something, it's going to be very exciting about the ability to create your safe work method statement and alter it on the spot when you're out on site.
Speaking of coming soon, there's a couple of other things that key features that you've got coming into the system. Do you want to take us through some of those?
Yes, some of the things we're actually doing, we've just started creating an API that's going to be available in January 2020.
And this basically means that it won't be just web-based. It'll be in an app. Is that the API, or you'll be able to integrate it into your own apps?
No, the API is where you actually integrate it to your payroll system or your HR system or whatever it may be that you've got.
Sure.
So it's an integration, in between another product. But we do have an offline version coming, the app, that's going to be coming around about mid-half of 2020.
Okay.
So which is a very exciting thing, and we've got single sign-on coming into the system as well. So a couple of really key features coming in there.
So much happening, mate, at online at WHS. Is there anything else that we need to know before we say goodbye to everyone?
I mean, obviously there's other features inside the system there. Yeah. So, but
these are the big key ones.
These are the big key ones. As I say to clients, these are the major features you should be using inside the system. We've actually got a helper inside the system that takes them step by step and actually how to use every single one of those features.
Wow.
So now it's, as I say to people, you don't have to be scared with the system. No matter if you're computer illiterate, you can actually use the system here.
So comprehensive, so intuitive as well. So again, you don't have to be an expert in this field. It's going to take you through it all.
Exactly.
Anything else that we need to cover off on, mate?
No, but it's constantly upgrading the system to make the best it can be. We've got a great team now, and with our new kind of server environment, and we'll be taking this system further and further.
Absolutely, mate, because I can say in 4 years since seeing you, if you didn't have a good team around you, you would not get any sleep. You've put so much into this system, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's very exciting actually. We're really proud of it. The new investment group is very excited. So and they're allowing us to really create this into something extremely special.
Wow. Okay, well, that's it for our time together now with Phil Bamford, and we'll probably see you in another 4 years, mate.
Maybe sooner.
See you then.